sing there and celebrating that moment, that emancipation of slavery. And the expressions came from the people themselves. It was it was automatic. What you're seeing is an expression of the people who lived in the country at the moment, at the time. For example, the Tambu Bamboo.
Thank you, Auntie.
For example, one example I can give you is that the Tambu Bamboo was an expression of the people. What we consider to be the folk, what we call the grassroots people, right?
I'm taking notes while you're talking, huh?
Okay, the grassroots people. And of course, they did not have money and they couldn't afford instruments. So the first thing that they picked up was the Tambu Bamboo, which is, in those days, we had bamboo trees growing all over the air.
Bamboo was everywhere.
Yeah, bamboo tree. And they cut the bamboo depending on the size and the width of the bamboo. If you know what a bamboo is, if you're familiar with a bamboo.
I know what a bamboo is. I'm banking on bamboo right now.
About men bamboo.
So rude.
It will give you a sound.
Yeah.
If you hit it on the ground,
you bust it.
right? Or if you take another stick and hit it in the hollow areas, you will get a variation of sounds like boom, 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 boom. So in reality, and to pole vault a lot, that was the origin of the steel band. That is where the steel band started. As time went by, the Tambu Bamboos and the rhythm became more rhythmic, and the people were more excited over the period of time. When they're going down the road, they needed more things when the bamboo burst or mash up. So they grabbed your dustbin, which was on the side of the road,
or your bucket,
any kind of cans they could pick up, and to replace the instrument. But what happened in reality is that became part of the growth and the ideology of improving on the instrument aspect of Karnival. And that is where the steel band was born, in that type of environment. Well, only the experts could tell you the whole 9 months of that birth.
Yeah, it was a gestation period. It was a creation time.
Creation period.
And would you say this was before or after abolition of slavery?
It was after.
It would have to be after, yeah.
Because to celebrate the abolition of slavery, that's where they were given the opportunity to come in the streets and celebrate. Now,
I'll still do the research and get the dates and stuff,
yes,
but I love getting it off your dome because it's organic, you know?
And of course, what we began to do as the type of people we are, at least, I use the word forefathers in an open sense, a broad sense. They like to dance and imitate and do different things. So you find that there, in that aspect of it now, was born the creativity of the carnival, the costume aspect. They began to imitate the plantation owners, the overseers.
Right. Their surroundings, whoever they were surrounded by.
Yeah. The people in those days used to dress with big dress and tie their head.
Yeah.
So I can't remember all the names of the characters of those days, that era. And they began to imitate as we went along, you know? So that was the birth of the costume aspect of it. Of course, there was no music, and we had to create our own environment, our own rhythm.
Right.
And there he goes again. There we go one more time. We have the birth of calypso, which is a verbal expression of the art form.
A rhythmic verbal expression,
You see? So you see the three things. You had the music, you had the verbal, and you had the visual aspect of it. So there, in that mixture of expressions coming from the people celebrating a good time.
As we say, from the dirt.
That's it. Was born our culture, which is known today as Trinidad and Tobago's Karnival.
Yeah. So, speak now on the evolution of the steel pan, which again was probably a more refined version than the bamboo and the bucket on the side of the road.
As time went by, I mean, I'm not involved in the technology of the steel band.
You're not Bugsy Shop. That's a different one.
In my days, as a young man growing up, because I was born on St. Vincent Street, which is opposite Globe Theatre. I was born in the heart of Mass, and I used to get up in the morning. The steel band used to wake me up, because in my days, the bands used to come down Park Street turn down Citizen Street and head straight down to Independence Square.
Yeah.
That was the parade route, so in a manner of speaking. So my brother used to come and wake me, and this is around 4:30, 5 o'clock, and tell me we could hear the steel band in the distance coming, and the music getting louder and louder and louder. So it evolved over the years, and a person like perhaps with a Booksy Sharp type of knowledge would tell you what happened during that period to develop the pan to where it is today.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know much about it except that I love it.
Right.
And that's
what I wanted. Yeah.
You know, and
it's ingrained in us.
That's right. It's part of my culture. I grew up with that as a child, as a young boy.
But you see, you're touching on something vital, because a lot of us in Trinidad and Tobago, I believe, we have the same approach where we love it. It's in our blood, it's in our culture, but we sort of take it for granted that we know about it, that we know its history and its beginnings. And I think that's part of the reason why we haven't really appreciated it fully, to where we're making steel pans, manufacturing the instrument here in Trinidad. We don't have a school of steel pan, that is regionally franchised. You know what I mean? We have foreigners coming, appreciating it, researching it, and then creating it in their countries, to where we are now importing steel pans manufactured from other countries as opposed to creating it ourselves, right?
That's a different perspective. That has to do with the ones who are responsible for the development of Karnival,
right?
Who are responsible for our culture.
Mm-hmm.
They're the ones who should have had the initiative to grab hold of it and look at it and take the benefits out of it.
And set the boundaries.
Develop the benefits for the people and for the future of Karnival. You know? I would like to leave it with, at this stage, what I can tell you. It is true to say that we cannot tell the future. But it is also true to say that we must prepare ourselves with the facts and benefits for the future. So we don't find ourselves without any sort of guidance.
Not owning anything.
Not owning anything, not realizing. Sometimes you have things and you don't know what you have.
We don't know intellectual property rights.
That's correct.
We don't know publishing rights.
If other people could hear and see what you have, to make you begin to appreciate what you have. And that happened to us indirectly over the years, but throughout the Caribbean, because there are islands throughout the Caribbean who adopted the Trinidad-style Carnival. And they are doing much better than we are right now. Much better than we are. As a matter of fact, our Carnival, if I may jump to the future, which is 2020, right where we are right now. Our Carnival, for the most part, if you ask anybody in the streets, they find it a bit boring.
Yeah.
They say, I've seen one band, you've seen them all. And they're not in sections like years ago, in the days that the Harold Saldinas and the George Baileys and the Edmund Harts and these bands.
You could tell which band was coming up,
Which band is coming up, and
even the music would sound different for each band,
creativity was there. People went to see that. Now people don't go. They say that everybody just
getting drunk and getting high.
Dancing up and dancing, and all you see is more trucks and masqueraders in the road.
And more vulgarity too.
So who's going to see that?
Yeah.
That is why you have nobody going into Savannah. Would you imagine that? I could never. If you told me as a young man, there would come a time when nobody would be going into the Savannah. I'll ask if you're going crazy. Anyhow,
what do you think has contributed to that? I mean, you are a vanguard of Trinidad and Tobago Carnival.
Lack of vision.
Lack of vision.
Lack of vision and not understanding the benefits. You see, let me put it to you in a different form. We don't understand. You see, our strength is in our diversity as a people.
Say that again.
Our strength lies in our diversity as a people. Because of our diversity, we have different perspectives of the same thing. And when you express it, it comes out beautiful. Let me give you one example in my own personal way. Some years ago, I attended a conference in Miami at the Omni Hotel. I left the conference and I went downstairs to the bar because I was expecting someone to come and meet me around 10 o'clock in the morning. And I was standing there and I heard some people talking. They were upstairs in the conference. They were part of it. And what I heard them say amazed me as a Trinidadian. One of the fellows said, the group from Trinidad and Tobago. That's the part of the conversation I caught. he was amazed because he couldn't understand. He was trying to figure out the type of expressions that were coming out. And I was saying, what it is you don't understand? What he says, it's not a matter of that culturally you were looking at diverse people on that table. If you look at the group of people that were sitting there that represented Trinidad, it was almost like you have one person from every race sitting there. But I knew what he was talking about because I was at that conference too. So it was a very mixed race. And that confused some people.
Yeah.
But you see, so that tells
our
you
diversity was eye-catching. It stood out.
So much so it was, some people couldn't understand where we're coming from because they tend to mark people different nationalities.
Stereotype.
And say, oh, they'll be coming this way. But these people coming from all different directions.
And you roll up this Portuguese, Chinese, Trini with a brown and wife. Who's he? Who's this sauce?
Regardless of whatever they may think or whatever they may think, that is the reality.
Right.
Our strength is our diversity.
And what would you say is our weakness?
I am not quite sure. Our indiscipline is our weakness.
Lack of organization, lack of structure.
Because we're too happy. That's the only way I can think of.
Too reckless.
We are the only people in the world, and I say this without reservation, that don't care if Monday fall on a Friday. As long as they don't fall over your head, in a manner of speaking. The average Trinidadian would know exactly what I'm talking about.
I love you, Uncle. I know exactly what you're talking about.
But that's how we are. We go down every day, we take every day, and we lack that discipline, and we are living for the moment.
Yeah.
But that's what I say. So the time has come where we need to think about the future.
Yeah.
As I said, we don't know what the future holds for us. As a matter of fact, nobody in the world knows. But the bottom line is, we must prepare and come up with a plan for the future.
A real plan, yeah.
Yes.
Sustainability.
The future must not catch us like it's catching us now, without a plan. And the only one who reach in the future is, we have no plan. What are we going to do with this? And I can give you a few examples. We have the best cocoa in the world. We have the best peppers in the world. We have the oil. We had, I don't know if we have or had oil, gas, asphalt. Where all those things gone, I don't know. But I cannot blame anybody because I kept my mouth shut. So whatever I get, I get. I am part to blame. Because I too did not appreciate what we had. I would not take a back seat as I did.
Yeah.
But if I had my life to live, I would.
I love you, Uncle. I love you for that. You always take accountability. I want to pause here, make some notes, and then I want to pick back up and talk about the programs and how we bring the youth in now through education.
That's not a problem.
Okay? All right.
I need to drink